Michel de Nostredame, better known as Nostradamus, stands as one of history's most enigmatic and compelling figures, a man whose life and work have left an indelible mark on the world. Born on December 14, 1503, in the town of Saint-Rémy-de-Provence in southern France, Nostradamus came into a world rife with uncertainty. The Renaissance was in full bloom, the Protestant Reformation loomed, and Europe was plagued by wars, epidemics, and social upheaval. These turbulent times shaped not only his character, but also the mystical and prophetic legacy that would make him a household name centuries after his death. From an early age, Nostradamus displayed extraordinary intelligence and curiosity. Educated in classical literature, mathematics, and natural sciences by his grandfather, he demonstrated an exceptional aptitude for learning. His formal education began at the University of Avignon, but his studies were abruptly interrupted by an outbreak of the plague, a recurring specter in his life. Later, he attended the University of Montpellier to study medicine, earning his degree in 1529. As a physician, Nostradamus achieved renown for his innovative methods, focusing on hygiene and herbal remedies, rather than the superstitions that dominated the medical practices of his time. His efforts in combating the plague earned him respect and fame, though this chapter of his life was only the foundation for the legend that would follow. While Nostradamus's medical achievements were significant, it was his fascination with astrology, mysticism, and prophecy that ultimately defined his life. In his time, astrology was deeply intertwined with medicine and considered a legitimate field of study. Physicians routinely consulted the stars to determine auspicious times for treatments. Nostradamus, however, took this interest far beyond practicality, delving into the arcane traditions of divination, esotericism, and the occult. He studied ancient texts and employed methods like scrying, a technique in which visions are interpreted from reflections in water or mirrors. These practices, combined with his vast knowledge of history and current events, enabled him to construct the cryptic quatrains for which he is most famous. In the 1540s, Nostradamus began publishing annual almanacs, a popular medium that combined weather forecasts, agricultural advice, and cryptic predictions of future events. These almanacs brought him widespread attention and laid the groundwork for his magnum opus, Les Prophéties. Published in 1555, this collection of 942 quatrains, 4-line verses written in a dense symbolic style, captivated readers with its mysterious blend of allegory, metaphor, and obscure language. Nostradamus wrote with deliberate ambiguity, often blending French, Latin, and Greek, while employing anagrams, wordplay, and celestial references to obscure his true meanings. He claimed this cryptic approach was necessary to protect himself from persecution, as the Inquisition closely monitored anything perceived as heretical or blasphemous. The quatrains in Les Prophéties were not arranged chronologically or thematically, leaving readers to interpret their meaning. This vagueness has been both the key to their enduring allure and the source of skepticism. Critics argue that the verses are so ambiguous they can be retrofitted to describe virtually any event, a phenomenon known as the Barnum effect. Nevertheless, believers find striking correlations between Nostradamus's prophecies and major historical events. For instance, his quatrains are said to have predicted the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, World War II, and the September 11th attacks in New York. One such quatrain, translated as, "From the depths of the west of Europe, a young child will be born of poor people. He who by his tongue will seduce a great troop," has been interpreted as referring to the events of World War II, how it developed and engulfed the entire world. Nostradamus's reputation as a seer reached the highest echelons of power during his lifetime. Catherine de' Medici, the Queen Consort of France, became one of his most ardent supporters. She invited him to her court, where he reportedly created horoscopes for her children and provided guidance during the tumultuous period of the French Wars of Religion. His connection to the royal family elevated his status, but also exposed him to increased scrutiny from critics who accused him of heresy and charlatanry. Despite these challenges, Nostradamus remained steadfast, continuing to write and publish until his death on July 2, 1566. In the centuries since his death, Nostradamus's quatrains have transcended their original context to become a cultural phenomenon. During periods of crisis, his verses resurface, offering what some see as glimpses into the future. Their poetic ambiguity allows them to be interpreted in ways that resonate with contemporary fears and hopes. The adaptability of his prophecies ensures their continued relevance, particularly in the modern age of rapid communication and information dissemination. In recent decades, the Quatrains have gained new life in the digital era. The internet and social media have amplified Nostradamus's mystique, enabling interpretations, both serious and spurious, to spread globally in moments of uncertainty. During the health crisis of 2020 and 2021, a quatrain that made reference to this and was widely circulated as evidence that Nostradamus had foreseen the crisis. Similarly, cryptic verses have been linked to predictions of natural disasters, political upheavals, and even technological advances. The biggest problem with the predictive value of his quatrains is that they are applied to an event after it occurs, making it seem as though he foresaw the event. It is something completely different to have a specific prophecy described, and then to see it come true. Many of these interpretations are speculative at best, yet they reflect a profound human need to find meaning in chaos and uncertainty. The mysterious allure of Nostradamus's quatrains also extends to popular culture. Films, books, and television shows have explored his prophecies, often casting him as a figure of supernatural foresight. His work inspires both awe and skepticism, embodying the eternal tension between reason and mysticism. The fact that his predictions can be simultaneously embraced and dismissed speaks to their unique power. They are, in essence, a mirror for the human psyche, reflecting our fears, ambitions, and the universal desire to glimpse the future. Despite the controversies surrounding Nostradamus, his impact on the world is undeniable. He bridged the gap between the scientific and mystical traditions of his time, embodying the Renaissance spirit of exploration and curiosity. His work challenges us to think critically about the nature of prophecy and the ways in which we interpret history. Whether seen as a visionary, a poet, or a charlatan, Nostradamus remains a symbol of humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. Even now, centuries after his death, Nostradamus continues to captivate the imagination. His quatrains, steeped in mystery, remind us of the limits of our understanding and the timeless quest to uncover the secrets of the universe. In an age dominated by technology and data, the enduring appeal of Nostradamus's work lies in its ability to evoke wonder, curiosity, and the belief that some truths remain beyond the reach of reason. His life and legacy, marked by brilliance and enigma, ensure that his name will be remembered for generations to come. We hope you enjoyed our exploration into the life of Nostradamus and invite you to join us in our next episode of The Rise of Humans.